I'm going to try to be as cool as I can and drink this high quality medical grade alkaline water from Shot City Alkalinity before I let you black people have it for letting me have it on TikTok. I'm going to start saying you black people because I got treated like I was white checking black people on TikTok the other day. Part of the reason why I got drugged on TikTok the other day was simply expressing my opinion. Now, I will tell you that I said I'd like for Chicago to be more like this. I said that. We don't want Chicago to be like that. We don't want, you don't even live here. I know somebody said to me last night that I probably asked me why was I even on TikTok based on what they've experienced of our people and how we move. I got the whole entire experience yesterday. I got my ass handed to me the last 2 days for simply posting a video saying I would like to experience this type of event in Chicago. I have been to many events from the north side to the far south, west side of Chicago. I've lived all over the city of Chicago. I'm not currently going out to a lot of our events because I don't see diversity, and I like diversity. And it is very okay as a black person to want to be around diverse groups of people. And I will tell you why. I have very typical, very average, very boring experiences when we aren't commingled with people. That is how I feel. And I'm sure there are a bunch of people who feel the same way who are not saying anything. You go to these restaurants, some of these festivals, everybody is line dancing, singing all these songs. Everybody knows the words. It's super loud. That is not what I am interested in experiencing over and over and over. Every year, you go to the picnics, the class reunions, you do all the things, and nobody says anything. But somebody is standing around going, I'm bored. That is the reason why I created Lux Listenings. Because I was like, I cannot believe that everybody wants to hear the same type of music all the time, over and over and over. It's who I am. I've always been different. I am the Denise Huxtable of my family. I have always been called that. When Denise got on television, somebody was like, that's Denise Huxtable. That's Danielle. Yeah, I don't think like you. And I would just like a little bit more acceptance. And I'm sure, at this point, based on who I am and who I've been and how many babies have come after me who have been unique, somebody is really in tune with their kids and really cultivating a space and making them feel very confident about who they are. They're not being stoned like Jesus. They're not being nailed to the cross, but somebody's children are, just like I was on TikTok the other day. It does not have to be this way. We don't have to agree about everything. We also don't have to like the same things, black people in Chicago particularly. I know a lot about house music. I should. I've lived in Chicago most of my life. I've been to Atlanta. I lived there for almost 4 years. I have been back in the city of Chicago. No, I have not been to Pilsen. I have experienced the Frankie Knuckles naming last year. That was an amazing representation of diversity, but it was not in our neighborhoods. I have been to the Chosen Few events in our neighborhoods. It is probably 78 or 80% African American. I'm advocating for other people to commingle with us in equal parts because economics is hugely important. And we have not collectivized our economics enough to rule other economics out. That is why, in part, a mixture of groups economically works for us. Oh, we don't want white people coming in because they mess up everything. They can. I'm not debating that. Gentrification is real. But guess what? Wealth runs us out of the neighborhoods. White people aren't the only people who have wealth. There are African Americans with wealth who are advocating against your black ass too. My black ass too. In Bronzeville. Believe it. They're in South Shore too, pricing other black people out. Asians, Latins, Hispanics, whatever you want to call them, Middle Easterns. Chinatown is thriving, honey. Chinatown is inching into Bridgeport. Chinatown is inching into Canaryville. I'm just trying to figure out, where do we collectivize? Are we collectivizing and organizing, or are we stoning each other down? I've been here before. It's all on my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is like almost 20 freaking years old. Why am I saying this to you? Because we got a lot of work to do, and stoning each other on TikTok ain't really the work. I think we should be able to express opinions and be heard and not tear each other down. We don't really need to be doing that. We got a lot of problems. We don't need to create problems amongst each other. I'm trying to make this shorter because it can get really long. All I'm saying is, we won't agree about everything. But we do have to agree that in this country right now, economically, we need to collectivize, or we'll have to continue to depend on other groups. And if we don't come to conclusions and include each other, regardless to all of our differences, that's never going to happen. And it's supposed to happen, especially based on where we are politically right now. It is supposed to happen. I'd love to be able to only support black people. I am trying to create variance in the hospitality way, in an audio way, so that we can accommodate and give other options in my business. It's one of my businesses, it's not the only one. But that's what I want, because I know that I'm not the only one sitting around bored while y'all line dancing and popping fans. And I'm not throwing shade about it, because that's the experience you want. But I don't want it. That's not who I am. The lady came past yesterday. We were in front of Nitro Nostalgia. They were all, sorority, fraternity, garb, popping fans. I was just like, oh. They were popping fans at the skating rink in Atlanta. I was like, it was kind of cute, but I was annoyed because I don't like that noise. We're not all the same. I just want you to be aware. I have said we aren't the same so much. I remember sitting on the beach, on the lake, on the north side. I was sitting there listening to house music being played down the street from the house that I lived in on the north side. This white lady came from the pink condo building on Sheridan. She walked all the way down from her apartment. She walked past me and she's like, that music is so loud, I'm going to complain. And I was like, I believe you. And I believe that they're probably going to listen to you. And guess what? That festival is no longer being held on that beach, on that lake. I remember when they tried it. I remember I was there. And it got shut down. Why? Because she probably rallied a bunch of white people. And was like, no, we don't want this loud where we are. Y'all need to take it. So I understand. I understand us. I understand that we need advocates. We need allies who are not us. I understand that Harriet Tubman would not have made it to the North if it was just depending on us. We had allies. Everybody is not against us. I'm fully aware that everybody ain't for us either. I've I've been here a while. All I'm saying is, don't drag black people who are trying to help create space for all black people. We're not the same. I'm seeing some really interesting looking black people in Chicago. They're different than the ones that you see in the media. Because you're seeing too many of one type of people that look like us in the media that you can't see the variances, so you don't even know how to treat us. I'm not like y'all, but I am y'all. And there are a lot more of me than you think. Let's treat each other better, okay? I'm tired.